Hi, everyone. It's Andrew here with Suman Bala, who is one of our speakers at OQConf on October 6th. The event is the 5th and the 7th as well, with workshops and a free Hacktoberfest. Now, Suman, your talk is going to be on breaking boundaries using Charles Proxy. In your experience, what's the common mistake that teams are making when using Charles Proxy?
With Charles, you can see Charles is more like a middleman, and when testers are just using apps on mobile phones, they are just using the front end. And we expect our testers to be technical, so Charles helps them to explore all these things. They can see intercept all the APIs, and they can see, okay, if one of API is making like 10 calls, and if it shouldn't be, you can go to your dev, hey dude, why it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely something I like to talk about when I am a consultant with Selenium, and a lot of people never look at like the API calls that are occurring, and that's like a very key point of like your website is entirely based on API calls, and you don't
Yeah.
check any of them. Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you should? Yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Um.
Kind of as well, because I've been into mobile space for like nearly 10 years, and someone like who isn't aware of like testing, they're like, oh, mobile testing is easy because you just tap here and there. I was like, no, it's not. There's like so much. It's not just tapping here and there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did very little mobile testing at an enterprise company, and it was overwhelming of how much stuff was going on there. It's fabulous. So what caused you to want to share your experience at OQConf?
So, because I did the same talk at Ministry of Testing Test Bash last year, and it was received really well. And I had like some feedback where some people said they always want you to explore Charles Proxy, but they couldn't get their head around. Some people said, oh, we didn't know you can learn so much about the app here or project you're testing just by one tool. So I thought, okay, this is something each and every tester, whether they're working in API domain or mobile or web, should use.
Mm-hmm. It's a tool that makes your life easier.
Yeah.
Period. End of discussion. That's the reason. That's why
Yeah.
we use software. That's why we use some of them. What was something you hope that people get from your talk?
Uh, I hope they get how can be more, having those technical discussions with the devs, learning more about the project, because then they can also, learn about different like third-party libraries or internal libraries there, project is supporting. So getting more closer to tech stack.
Excellent. Excellent. What open source project did you select to donate towards, and why?
So I'm a quite advocate for accessibility. So when I looked for, okay, which tool should I go for? I wanted to, do something in accessibility domain, and that's why I went for like LI. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Accessibility is somewhat becoming popular these days, but I'm using air quotes, but it's like it's always been important, but it seems like it's becoming more important every day that goes by
Yeah.
now.
For me, accessibility is not about like disability; it's about inclusion. I'm still at my early stages, but I think people still, this is something we can do, early in the project, the better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's something that should always be done, especially for inclusions, and
Yeah.
it's great. Um, so what is one thing you wish you knew as a tester when you first started out? Essentially, what's your advice for your younger self?
uh, explore explore more, because so many times we see people thinking, at early stage, okay, we need to move, learn automation to be, move up the ladder, but automation is just not one thing. Testing is vast, testing is fun, and if you can't be a good exploratory tester, you can never be a good automation tester. I've seen so many testers moving from, like testing to Scrum Master. The reason being they said, oh, I can't be automation tester. It's okay if you can't be, you can be a good exploratory tester. You can be, a security tester. You can be accessibility tester. There's so much. So, but, and also like find what you want to do, because recently I spoke to two of my friends who wants to get into tech, and they were like, oh, I need to learn code so that I can automate. But I usually follow like Wheel of Testing by Ash Winter. I showed them to them and I was like, what you want to do you want to do go in mobile, do you want to do in web, explore yourself, and then decide that path. Obviously later that you can always change, but rather than someone telling you, oh, go to API testing because that's quite hard, don't do that. Do what you want to do.
Yep. The field of testing is very large, and there's plenty of opportunities to go around. Um, and there's different skills and attributes you can use in each set of them. So yeah, if you like code, you could definitely go down the automation route. If you're not great with code, that's perfectly fine. There's still plenty to be learned from exploratory testing. Excellent. That was fantastic. Do you have any other questions or anything else you wish to?
I want, because I have not seen many conferences who was supporting open source projects. So what made open quality, like tell speakers, oh, you can choose any open source project you want to.
Uh, I'm one of the co-chairs for the Selenium conference as well, which is a great conference. As a Selenium consultant, I go to a lot of different companies like, okay, we want to use more and more Selenium. I'm like, yeah, but you get a lot more value out of the API tests or doing other tests at other different levels of your SDLC and your development process. So I wanted a conference to showcase all those different tools. And that's what made me build the Open Quality Conference, is to showcase all the different tools that can be used by testers to improve their quality. And I decided to give back to the open source project. They definitely need the money to help run and work. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that most people never learn about. Primarily, it's a way for give back to developers and encourage them to keep building on their projects. A lot of developers, they only hear like the issue lists that occur, and then the online trash talking, and that doesn't encourage them to keep building if everybody hates it. So actually giving back is important because they know that they are giving value to people in the world. So it's great.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was a great initiative. I loved it.
Excellent. And I'm sure you'll learn even more if you attend her talk at Open Quality Conference on October 6th. Make sure to register now and join today.
And there's going to be live demo too, so
A
don't miss it.
live demo? Oh man, that's dangerous there. In a good way. In a good way. I applaud live demos. So make sure to register now.
Yeah.